Okay, we're doing it. There's no going back now. The button has been pressed. Hello. Welcome to Stream of Consciousness Saturdays. Will it be every Saturday? I don't know. But I am your host, Mariah, and this is my channel, Kaladara Creations. And yeah, dude, so I'm starting this little thing as just a practice with myself to put on the camera and to just speak and to not edit it at all, because my other videos, like my talking videos, I do crop out a lot of the spaces and like the stalls and the stutters and all the things. It makes more sense. So the videos are not super long. They're easier to get the information and everything. But your girl's learning how to talk in front of a fucking camera, bro. It is I feel way more nervous about it than I anticipated. I did not anticipate to have the anxieties that I do around it. Alas, I do. So, what do you do when you feel anxious about something or you struggle with something? You just learn how to do it. You gotta throw yourself in the fire and sharpen the skill. So, I figured, along with making other videos, this is a great way to do it. To just put myself out here like this, and I kind of like it, the idea of being a little bit real. But not that I'm not real in the other, but like being a little bit raw. That's a better way to say it. More raw with it, you know, just, yeah, unedited. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing here. And honestly, I feel easier. Like, I feel like I'm having an easier time talking in front of the camera right now than when I do it with with knowing that I can cut out stuff. I feel like I stutter more, which is interesting. Oh my God, fuck. I gotta leave it all in. Shit, dude. Ah, man, I don't like that I just kicked that because that changed the frame, but it's okay, bro. It's part of it. So, yes, hi. Welcome to my stream of consciousness. I'm gonna do one of these once a week and just flow with it. So what are we gonna talk about? The topics will be spontaneous, okay? Spontaneous. And that's also another challenge, to just free flow, which I kind of like though. I feel like when I don't have shit planned, I'm a little bit better at it, because if I like have some sort of like strict plan of like what I'm gonna say, then I feel like I try to like follow it too close. Whoops, sorry, I just got really close to the microphone. Like the other day, I went to like a dance class. I went to a Balinese dance class. Side note, I'm in Bali right now. I'm traveling, I'm nomadic, and yeah, I went to go learn traditional Balinese dance. I just wanted to try it out. And yeah, there was like this simple movement that we did. It was like a foot step and like a hip sway and a head sway. And I kept mixing it up because I was so in my head about like what goes when and where. And then when I just like stop thinking about it so hard, then it comes naturally. And I noticed that a lot in many areas of life, and especially in dance and stuff. Sometimes I'll get super in my head about it. Like, I have a hard time with choreography because I do that. I get so in my head, and then it's like I'm not even my body, and it just feels so weird. So I have experienced a lot of resistance to choreography, but I also think it's healthy to like push myself and have a bit of a challenge with it. So I've taken a lot of dance classes and did choreography and pushed through the voice that's like, fuck this. I don't want to do this shit. I just want to do what I want to do with my body, which is fun too. I love to free flow, but I also love to challenge myself. That is one thing that I really do love about myself, bro. I will say, I fucking push myself outside my comfort zone a lot. Like, I really do. I like to just do things that I know are uncomfortable, but I don't know, I like to challenge myself. Like, I always do really hard shit. And yeah, it feels good in the long run. Sometimes in the moment it doesn't, but it's worth it. So I feel like I've experienced a lot of growth in my life because of that mindset. I mean, I haven't always had that mindset. Growing up, when I was younger and when I was a teenager, I was not like that. I had such a limited, like you either got it or you don't type attitude. And yeah, bro, so I just didn't, I felt like I sucked, and I just like didn't push myself outside my edges a little as much as I do now. Like I do a lot now. I have a whole different mindset than I did when I was younger, and I'm really fucking grateful I did. I fidget a lot. I feel a little self-conscious of that right now because I'm like, you guys are not getting the cuts, bro. You're getting me fidgeting. So I can be a little bit of a physically fidgety person. Yeah, that's honestly one thing I feel a little shy about. Like if I start to date someone, which hasn't happened for a while. I've been single for 2 years, over 2 years now. But anyways, when I also have a nervous laugh too. I'm aware of my tics. Is that a nervous laugh? I just feel like shy with what I express. When I feel shy with what I express, I do this little like, and I catch it and I notice it, but it's like so automatic, and it's okay. Like it's okay to do it. It can be cute, but also I'm just so like, I'm watching myself, not like watching like, why the fuck you doing that, bro? But I'm like, okay, I see this as an automatic reaction. Like, do I want to react or do I want to respond? Like, where is this coming from? And then I could ponder things. But alas, it's okay. Like I said, like the fidgeting, the more I try to like stop it, the more I do it. So that's something I'm learning how to work with. I feel like the more I just orient my focus into other things, then it dissipates in ways. We're still configuring that. I think I went off on a side tangent and I don't really know where the original train of thought was or where it went. But wow, this is actually kind of fun. I like this free flow right now because I feel so anxious in front of the camera, bro. I've said this a million times in my fucking videos, dude. Hopefully soon I stop talking about it because hopefully soon it dissipates. But see, that's the thing is I try not to push it away because I feel like if I'm trying to push the feeling away, then it's like, you know, not having patience for myself in the process of it, you know? Yeah, so the other videos, I'm usually stuttering so much because, like I said, I'm aware there's gonna be cuts, so I'm like, I like take deep breaths, like so many deep breaths, and then I like freeze. But right now I'm just fucking chatting, like we're having a conversation, but it's a very self-centered conversation because I'm not letting you talk. But you know what? If you were actually here, I would love to hear what you had to say. Like we could actually flow, we could talk. But since it's just me, and you probably don't want to stare at a screen where I'm just staring back at you and not talking. So I'm just gonna keep on rambling. Hope that's okay. If not, you can click off this video, bro. Yeah, bro. What an interesting thing. Speaking of doing, side note, oh God, I go on so many side notes. I like to hold something in my hand because it helps me with my fidgets, you know? It's just, yeah. Fuck, what was I saying? Shit, dude, I do this. The side tangents off rail. But here we are in the train. The train has left the station, but here I am. And alas, that must not have been my train. I'm sure there will be another one that'll come around. I think I was gonna say something along the lines of, yeah, it's interesting to, oh, this is what I was gonna say. The train has returned. So, sorry about that. That was loud in the microphone. Yeah, speaking of pushing myself and challenging myself to do uncomfortable things, yeah, this whole YouTube thing and talking in front of a camera is a little bit awkward, I guess. I can feel awkward. What is awkwardness? Fear of expressing yourself. It's just certain parts of myself are highlighted. Like when I rewatch a video, yeah, I can see like my nervous tics, I can see my habits, I can see the way I talk. Sometimes I talk really fast, and even like when I'm like trying to edit the video, I notice sometimes like I mumble, I blur words together, and it's cool, like I said, just watching it with like noticing all of it with a reflective lens and not being like, why are you doing that? You shouldn't do that. Like that mindset just doesn't help, bro. Doesn't help. I don't want to let that the energy that communicates in that way is not allowed in my house, bro. He can't get in my head. He's not gonna tell me what to do. Because my house, my mind is my sanctuary, bro. So try to be discerning with what type of energies come and communicate to me. And with that all being said, I'm not gonna say I'm fucking perfect. I'm not fully healed, okay? It's a continual healing and unraveling. So although I'm pretty good at not letting very directly like, what the fuck are you doing type energies in my mind, like I'm pretty good at that. But there are still other like confusing like energies that sometimes enter, and I feel like, I don't know, like distracting thoughts and confusing thoughts sometimes. Not confusing as much anymore. When I was younger, I experienced a lot of confusion. I was in a lot of unhealthy relationships, and just mentally it was like, what the fuck is happening, bro? And yeah, I remember just feeling confused so much. And now I feel more solid, and I feel like why is that, you could ask? There could be so many answers. I feel like one, I have more of like a solid sense of self. And then it's like, if we're gonna get really like metaphysical about it, you could be like, hey, what does self mean? Like, is your ego stronger? But like sense of self, I mean, like, I feel like I understand myself on a deeper level. Like I understand what's me and what's like I can discern better like what is me and what is other, which I used to kind of in a way tell myself that wasn't good. Like, you know, like we're all one, like, you know, we're all impacting each other, which is true, but it can get so messy when you don't actually get clear on like what yours is and what isn't yours. If you're like really, yeah, just receptive to other energies and have confusion around what is, yeah, it's such a big topic. Such a big topic. But yeah, so I feel like I have a more solid sense of self. Sorry. And also, yeah, I guess with that too, I just feel more like secure, more solid sense of self, like more solid foundation. I feel more secure. I'm like, because back when I was younger, I was much more insecure. You know, it's like, just think about it, like being more insecure, you know, someone calls you a name, someone says something, someone pokes at certain buttons, and you're easily triggered because you feel more unstable, you're more pulled by the external. And I feel like I have, it's a good way to put it, I feel like I have more of like an internal locus of control, I guess I'd say. Like more, yeah, like if someone were to tell me something, like someone were like, you're ugly, I'd be like, okay, like that's someone else's perspective, you know, that's someone else's perception. Ultimately, it's none of my business, you know. So if someone's calling me names like that, I would not involve myself with them, you know. I just don't need that energy in my life. So it's like being really firm with my boundaries of like, you know, if someone, that's like a very simple example in a way, if someone just like calling you a name. But yeah, like I don't allow that, you know, like I wouldn't be friends with somebody who is doing that. And I also won't allow that energy into my system, in my head, you know, doesn't get to stay there rent free. Shit, hopefully that's not loud. But yeah, but of course, this is not what I'm saying anyways, but just to clarify, like if someone were to, if I had, you know, if a friend were to genuinely like offer me like reflection on something and being like, hey, I noticed like you notice you do this, and I just want to bring it to your attention, like let's talk about it, like I think that's healthy for friends to call you out on certain behaviors in a way, and I'm super receptive to that. It's amazing. But for someone to just be like, you're ugly, it's like, okay, that's not cool behavior, bro. Like, get out of my house, It's my temple. I respect it. And I haven't always respected it. Like I said, I was in so many unhealthy relationships, and that hasn't been one issue for me necessarily, like being with people just like calling me names. But as I mentioned a bit, like, like manipulation and lying and all of that has been a big theme in my relationships. And that has not been easy. I say very lightly. And that has been ways I feel like, sorry, I'm getting tangled in my words. The way in which people would show up in relationships, like I said, like manipulative, lying, betrayal, all of that, I feel like are reflections of ways that I would treat myself internally. And then also mirrors of dynamics growing up and all of that. So I internalize certain programs and dynamics, and then we allow the abuse that we have experienced in the past, and we allow the abuse in the ways that we abuse ourselves, like certain frameworks that play out, like certain abusive frameworks. We'll bookmark this, I'll talk about this in a second. I put abuse in quotation marks. I have a hard time saying the word abuse. I think it's actually a good word to use, but that's my own personal stuff. We'll get to that. But yeah, so I feel like we log in certain abusive frameworks, and then we allow them to play out because they're familiar in a sense where we experienced them in the past, but they're also familiar because they're so programmed and they're playing out. Because if you think about it, there's certain forms of abuse that, like, if you weren't playing that out in your head, or you didn't experience that growing up, then you just wouldn't allow that. Like to be honest, like I would not, like physical abuse, like if someone were to hit me, it'd be like hard fucking no. I'd be like, no, goodbye. Absolutely not. Like I don't think any part of me would have stayed in a relationship like that. But that's something I didn't grow up with. I didn't grow up with that kind of abuse. But there's many people who did, and they would allow that, let things pass because it's familiar, and we justify and make excuses for behaviors like that. But there's other forms of things, that I have gaslighted away, and yeah, but that is in the past. And oh God, that was probably a loud breath a bit there. I've chosen to orient to things differently. And it's not always easy in the way. I feel like certain patterns still play out or want to play out, like certain attractions to things. Like I still notice myself being attracted to certain energies that are not good for me, and I'll feel that. And I notice this signature within my mind, like some sort of like obsessiveness comes in, and it's like an unhealthy like attraction. Thankfully, it doesn't happen too often, but there have been some times where it's just like, I'll notice it, and it's like this obsessiveness. And I'm like, okay, let me take a step back here. Like, be completely transparent. That's what we're here to do, is to be transparent. I feel like I haven't had that in a while. So, sometimes like you haven't had it in a while and you're like, maybe I let go of that behavior. But, I feel like things re-arise and they give us opportunities to really, to really embody the lessons that we've learned. I don't necessarily like to say that they're here to test us. This is kind of something my therapist has mentioned. Shout out to him, he's awesome. But it's just a subtle different mindset shift of saying, instead of like the world's trying to test us, like it's almost like saying that it's like it's out to, like it's trying to test you to see if you're worthy or not. to see if you're deserving or not. But I don't think the world actually works in that way, that it's not a matter of like someone trying to punish you or not. It's not a matter of if you're deserving. It's just you're constantly, life works in a rhythm, and you're granted opportunities to really, embody the lessons that you learned. I feel like there's just a more, I don't know, I like that. I feel like it's a more supportive way of approaching it, personally. So, fuck, maybe I should drink water. So yeah, a week or so or whatever ago, I saw this guy, and that thing started happening. I started to notice a little bit of like this obsessiveness going on in my head. And it was like, I was trying to balance of just like being here, but then it was just like, whew, my mind was trying to pull me. And I was getting caught into it, trying to oscillate back and forth. And something in me kind of felt like the way I'm relating to this feels a bit unhealthy. I didn't pursue it because I didn't think it was great for me. And then, I ended up pulling a tarot card later, which, side tangent, I used to pull tarot cards a lot, and I do love them. I do think divination's really supportive. I feel like pulling tarot cards has helped me connect with my intuition in ways. I'll dive into that in another video because I use it as a tool to help myself understand my intuition, but I also have used it as a tool to avoid my intuition, to place decision making, the weight of that onto cards instead of like listening internally. And I kind of started to recognize that after a while, and I was like, yeah, I don't really need to pull tarot cards all the time, but I still do like to on occasion. And I was at the restaurant that I was at that had tarot cards, so I pulled a card about it, and the card that was pulled was the Devil card, which is the exact card I pulled when I started my last relationship 2 years ago, over 2 years ago. We dated for a year, and then we split up for 2 years. I won't go into the details right now, but that relationship was very, very, very intense, very incredibly not healthy, and that was like the breaking point for me in a way. Intense and beautiful outcome, the way I oriented to it. I'm really grateful. Honestly, I allowed it to break me into a way where I shifted my whole, shifted so much. Anywho, I pulled the Devil card. Instantly, I was like, that's a big hard no for me. Probably best for me to not lean into it. And then, that card is a bit about like obsession and like, addiction and like, that kind of energy that I feel like I notice my mind get into. And that's just like a, like a red flag. It's like something to be aware of internally. And then later I kind of found the guy on social media and stalked him a little bit, and it was clear. I could just tell the energy of like the way he'd write in posts and different stuff, that it was a very similar energy to past guys I've been to, and it was clear to me first by the card, but like affirmation through looking him up, that I was like, this is not healthy for me. Sorry about this noise. I'm gonna drink. Let me gulp. I feel shy about my gulping on video. It just feels like it's so amplified when I have a microphone on it. But anyways, so I've gone on, I said anyways twice. Anyways, I'll say it a third time because 3 times the charm. I'm kind of silly. I don't like the word silly. I feel like the word silly is kind of silly in and of itself, but I think it's a fun one. I'm goofy. I also think the word goofy is kind of goofy. Like, it's funny that the word silly and the word goofy, like, they represent themselves very well. Like, I don't know. It's probably just because I have the association with the word, but I think they're silly words. But I got jokes. How about that? Oh God. And pardon-moi. Not very ladylike of me. I don't care. Okay. But let's get back to this topic. Oh yeah. So many side tangents. One would think, it's like, okay, I've been through this before. I'm healed. This is not gonna come up anymore. But alas, like I said, life presents you with infinite opportunities to really embody that shit, bro. And yeah, I haven't experienced it in a while, and then that came up, and yeah, it just shows to me that like I was able to not lean into something that I could have in the past, would have. But I'm grateful that I've like learned discernment, and then I've also learned to act on that discernment, to respect the wisdom, the understanding that has came from the discernment, because both are important. Because yes, it definitely is very helpful to be able to discern very clearly and not just get pulled by your emotions, by your thoughts, to really suss out the energy of the situation. But if you just do that and then override it, then what the heck's the point? Oh, fuck, dude. Oh man, I have not drinking enough water today. And I'm talking a lot, honestly. I'm doing this because I really don't want to spill water on my microphone. And I honestly spill water when I drink a lot. You're learning so much about me. It's just kind of fun in a way. I feel like I'm just talking to myself, but also like, I don't know, bro. It's like you're my friend. I'm friends with the camera and all the people watching. Fuck, dude. I lost my stream of thought. I really like these flowers. They're all over in Bali here. They're so beautiful. They're marigolds, I think. Oh my god. They smell good. I haven't smelled them yet. Why? So here they like decorated my room with them. I have so many. Wow, I wish you could smell them right now. They're so pretty. So cute. Wow, I just like, stuff smells good. Oh, I stuttered with that and keep burping, but we're keeping it all, baby. Sometimes I smell things and I just smell so good that I want to just like stick it up my nose, you know, and just like have it permanently there for like a solid amount of time. And one of those specifically that I really want to do that with is like when I've been on hikes and there's like trees. Like, I don't know if this is a thing everywhere. I don't know. I've done this in Colorado and New York too. Like there's trees and they're like super like sappy. They're like maple trees. I don't know. And you like when the bark's peeled back or there's like gooey stuff, it smells so good. I think it's a maple tree maybe. I don't know. But it smells amazing. And I remember just that happening multiple times. And I'm like, I just want to shove this tree up my nose. It's so good. That's how I feel about this flower. Oh my god, it's heavenly. It's heavenly. Okay, so we are nearing the end of my camera's capacity to record, but we still have a little bit more time, so let's ramble a little bit more. Holy shit, that's probably loud. Just wanted to make sure you guys were paying attention. Okay, all right. You can really get my personality on this video like this. I kind of like it. Yeah, bro. So right now, I have like a million fucking projects happening. And I love it. Like, I'm so excited about it. Like, I have so many things going at once, and I love it. And I just wish that I could multiply time so much. Like, there's so much more I want to do in a day, but you just gotta accept it, bro. You can only do so much, and trust in the process and have patience for it. So yeah, right now I'm on a fucking mission, bro. I'm on a mission right now. I'm posting 4 videos a week on YouTube, which is like kind of a lot. Like, maybe it doesn't seem like it, maybe it does, but like some of these videos are taking me so long to edit. Like this one that I'm gonna start, the stream of consciousness. It's pretty simple. I mean, it takes the time to record. I rewatch it just for funsies, and I learn about myself through it, and then uploading takes a while, but that's not an active thing. And then the talking videos, I do edits in between, those take a bit, but like these other ones, like the vlog-esque style, like cinematic ones, like I have one that's coming up maybe tomorrow, hopefully, and then next week I started filming one. Oh, it's so beautiful, but it's taking forever. Like so long. I'm putting so much into these videos. And then I've been making like creative projects, like poetic videos and different stuff, and those also take quite a bit of time. But it's such a funny thing to say this, but it's like it's a labor of love. It doesn't even feel like labor to me. It is like, yeah, I love doing it. I really do. It's just, yeah, I just want to make it happen real quick, but there's beauty in the process. Oh yeah, I remember something I benchmarked or bookmarked. I don't know what's benchmark. Bookmarked earlier was the topic of abuse, like how I feel about it. This is something I'm contemplating. I don't know. I really don't like the word abuse. I feel like for one, people use the word abuse. Maybe, I don't know, is this true? I don't know. Maybe I'll not say what I was gonna say, because as I say, people use the word abuse like freely. Like I feel like people use the word trauma a little bit too much. You know, it's like if you miss the bus, you're not traumatized. But you know, so I feel like people will say things that are like super simple, and it's just maybe a figure of speech nowadays, but it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit overused. But abuse, maybe that word isn't overused. Maybe it's used appropriately. I don't know, who am I to say? I feel like I don't use the word appropriately. I'm trying to get more comfortable with saying the word, if that makes sense. Like I recently just made a video about abuse, and that was edgy for me. Yeah, I don't know, this feels like a big topic, like almost like therapy-esque, which this video is going to become a little bit therapy-esque, but these videos, not this one in particular, it kind of did, but not fully. Yeah, it's just a hard word for me to kind of accept that has been a part of my reality. I feel like I'm still pondering this. This is still an idea I'm playing with, but yeah, I feel like by accepting that I have experienced abuse in my life, it like activates this feeling of powerlessness that I don't really want to fully feel sometimes. I think it's healthy. It's like, I think I orient to it in a very healthy way for the most part. And like, yeah, in terms of accepting things to the extent that I can, feeling things to a certain extent, and then also like recognizing what I've learned from them and how I can show up to, yeah, not, what's the word for it? Not keep repeating dynamics where that powerlessness and that victim mentality come up. And I think that's the thing, is that I feel like sometimes abuse and victim mentality can be so tied together, but I don't know, sometimes accepting that word abuse, that's happened, feels, yeah, activates this feeling of powerlessness a bit. It just feels like such a big and heavy word. Am I avoidant of this word? I don't know. I'm gonna talk to my journal about this a little bit more. But alas, we're gonna end the video on that note, because my camera is getting all hot and and I'm getting a little tired and I got dishes to do. So alas, 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 alas. That's one of my favorite words. It's so dramatic and beautiful. It's like alas. But anyways, thank you so much for witnessing me rambling up on this bitch. There will be more videos like this and other videos and all the things. So yeah, I'm gonna end this now. Cool. Have a good night. Smell some flowers. Seriously, go out and smell some flowers and sniff some trees, dude. And then if it doesn't hurt you, shove the trees up your nose just a little bit so you can like really carry that smell with you the whole hike. I don't know. It might not be so good for you though. Anyways, good night. Till next time.